Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll walk you through how to create this 3D coffee cup. All right. So since we're starting from scratch, let me delete this. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is create a couple of shapes. So I'll start with this and then hold on the Alt key, duplicate and move it up. Then you can do this. Then I'm going to duplicate again, hold on Alt key, place this around here. So select everything now. And then I'm going to use the shape builder tool. We're going to hold down the Alt key to get rid of this, and then release the Alt key and now merge this. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to slant this by dragging it this way, and then you can drag this outward. Okay. And then I can select the pen tool, add a loop cut here. Okay. Then you can still bend it. Okay, so I'll select this and create a rounded corner around here and here. Okay, so I will want to create a division around here. So I'm going to select the shape tool, then create a shape around here. Okay, so just move this up ever so slightly. Have everything selected. Select the shape builder tool, and then hold on the shift key, the Alt key rather, sorry, the Alt key. Get rid of that, get rid of this. Okay, so I can just use the arrow key on the keyboard to move this up. Okay, so we're going to create a new shape around here. Okay, I'll drag this down. Okay, so and then I'm going to select the pen tool. Would like to add an anchor point. Let's have this selected. Select the pen tool. Okay, so we've added the anchor point. So what I'm going to do, I'll drag like so, then drag it this way. Okay, can bring the ruler just to make sure this is perfect. And come here. Okay, so here as well. I think this is good to go. Okay, so if I want, I can create a rounded corner here, and then drag to select this and delete it. So I'm going to have this selected, bend it this way. Okay, and then make sure since this is more like the half part of the coffee cup, make sure it's not too the depth is not too much. So I will use the arrow key to just push this in, having selected that, push that in like so. Okay, so this is good. Okay, so I think this depth is much, so I'm going to have these 2 points selected. Use the arrow key to just move it up. Okay, so we can now change this color. Select the eyedropper tool, pick this. Okay, so now I can create another shape. So this is going to act more or less as my label. So I will select this point, push it out, but not too much. Bring this in, push this in, still push this in. Okay, so now I'm going to select this shape tool. Let's pick this color. I'll drag this out for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to hold down the Alt key to duplicate this. Okay, so having duplicated now, I can now press Ctrl D to keep duplicating it. Okay, so around here. Okay, so we can get rid of this. Let me just drag to select it all and then deselect this. Hold on the shift key to select this and this. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. And then I'm going to have everything selected. Select the shape builder tool, hold down the Alt key and then drag across this to get rid of it. Good. So we can now bring this in. Okay. And then we can give it this color, or you can give it this color if you want. So I'm okay with this. So you can zoom in and then make sure it aligned with this. Okay. So that's all. Okay, so make sure everything is now selected. You can then press Ctrl G. So the next thing we do is to access the 3D effect. So I'm going to come over here, 3D and material, then I'm going to select revolve. Okay, so you can see what we have. It's looking it's not looking like a coffee cup. So we're going to undo. So what I'm going to do here is simple. I'll use this direct selection tool, make a selection around here, and then use the arrow key to just push this in like so. Okay, so I think this is good. So we can now click on revolve again. You can see this is now looking more or less like what we want. Interesting. Okay, so you can see the different settings here. So you can see the angles. So we want it to be 360. Then you can see the twist. We don't really need this. We don't need to taper as well. Okay, we don't need to do anything with offset. Okay, so now around this rotation, you can rotate it however you want. Okay, you can maybe set it like this. Okay, then you can rotate it along the y-axis or along the z-axis, or you can bring your mouse cursor to where the gizmo is. So this is the gizmo around here. You can see the mouse cursor is changing. Okay, now this is now on rotate freeform, so you can see what I can do here. And then around here, this is rotate around the z-axis, and then this is rotate around the y-axis, and then this is around the x-axis. So you can now see the different rotation. So another interesting thing you can do is to play around with the perspective. Okay, so this will give you an interesting perspective or an interesting view. Okay, so now that we are done with our shape, now we're going to add our logo. Okay, so let's say I have this text here. Let's say some coffee drink. Okay, and then I'm going to sort of scale it up. So having scaled it up, I will change the font type. You can come here and change the font type to, let's see the different options that we have. Okay, so I think I'll just go with this. Okay, this is Culio Chunk personal use font. So I'm going to drag this. Okay, so I'll pick maybe this color. It's not working, so I'll just pick it from here. So select this and switch to eyedropper tool to pick this. Okay, so now I can now select this. You can go to material, another material. You're going to see graphics. So this is where you drag this to. Okay, add graphics. Yes. Okay, so now that we've added the graphics, so I can easily have this selected, then click on it. So it automatically add it to your artwork. Okay, so it has added it, but I can't actually see it. So maybe let's move it around. Yes, you can see this is it here, and then you can scale it down. You can see I'm just trying to scale it down. Interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to add another one. Have this selected, then click again. Okay, so I'm going to move this one up around. I want to add it at the very top, but I'm having issues. So what I'll do is I will undo that. Okay, and it means I have to sort of rotate the shape itself before I can do that. So I'm going to go back to object. Okay, I'll bring I'll select this. Okay, so can sort of rotate it like this. Okay, so now we're going to try it again. Go to material, then I'm going to click. Okay, so first and foremost, make sure this is selected, then click. Okay, so you can still come back here and rotate it. I haven't placed the text, so you can see what we have. Okay, so for some reason I can see some of the text around here. I don't think we want that there, so I will select this and delete that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this one. Okay, this has to do with that. Okay, so this one, I don't know what it is, so I'll just simply delete it. Okay, so yeah. So now I can select my shape and then, oops, deleted the one at the top. So I'm going to undo to just bring it back. Let me see if it's still there. Nope, it's not. I'm going to undo again. Okay, I think it's back. Now it's actually 4 that is there. Okay, so let's see. Let me delete this. Okay, yeah, we've deleted that one. But then I'm not sure if it's the right one I deleted, but because I want to rotate this. Okay, yes, it's the right one. So we have this and we still have that. So I'll go back to material again. I will check this. So this one I'm deleting. I think it's just an oversight. I don't know. I didn't know when I actually added it, so I'm just deleting it. Okay, so we're good. So we just have this two now. Everything is ready to go. Okay, so now I can. So sometimes if I'm having issue rotating it, I have to go back to object and then manually rotate it. This is interesting. Okay, so this is how to create this 3D coffee cup. Okay, so there are other settings here that you can try. It has to do with lighting mostly. You can just play around with it, increase or reduce the intensity, and play around with the rotation. So this is the ambient light. You can either reduce it or increase it. Okay, so one other thing that we have here, if you click on this option, you can see this option that says retracing. I'm going to turn it on. So I haven't turned it on. I'm going to let's take this, come over here, then I'll set the quality as high, and then I'm going to render it. Okay, so the 3D model to look sharp and smooth. Okay, so that's just the essence. So let's just wait for this to finish rendering, and then that'll be all on this particular video. Okay, so now that we've rendered it, you can see it's now looking more interesting, better than before. Okay, so that's just the essence of rendering it. So with this, I'll see you guys in subsequent videos.